For number two, I was asked to correctly label a long run aggregate supply graph and short run aggregate supply curve and aggregate demand to show what it would look like if there's inflation. So it would be above the actual employment, the full employment at equilibrium. So inflation is above. This is equilibrium. And then it would ask me to correctly label the price level with P1 and then what my inflation would be, which would be Y1. And then the full employment at equilibrium is YF. Part B asked me to find what action would be taken to help raise the reserve required ratio, which I put more than 15% because the United States has a 10% required reserve ratio. So anything above 10, but I put 15 just in case, would help the economy go back to equilibrium because it is going to be withdrawing money from the economy, which means there will not be so much of it out there. And C asked me to correctly label the money market graph to show the country's central bank action moving towards the long run equilibrium effect and the normal interest rate in the short run. So I did the three graphs. So here I have my money supply going down. So my quantity of money is shortening. My interest rate is increasing. And then on my second graph, I have it follows all the way through. So my original interest rate is higher. And my second interest rate in the short run is shorter than my first one, so it decreased. And my long run aggregate supply graph, I had done my aggregate demand shifting down because we want the economy to go back to equilibrium. So my equilibrium is right here. This is inflation, and aggregate demand is shifting down. My price level will go down. My gross domestic, not gross domestic product, my gross domestic product real would come down. The inflation rate would go down. Employment would go up, and interest would go up. And I was asked to explain what would happen to my real output decrease if it would, based on my interest rate, and I put that it would increase in the short run is because the price level due to inflation. So inflation is occurring. That means the interest rates will rise because the dollar value is not worth as much as it used to be. And then for my second question, I did number 3. So it asked to find what the required reserve ratio is, which is, my bad, that was the wrong one, which is 0.50. So I took the $40,000 that the person deposited, divided it by 2,000, which gave me 20, and then I took the 1 over 20 for the required reserve ratio, which gave me 0.5. And then it wanted to know what would the change of the dollar value be with the excess reserve. So it would change after the bank holds the 40,000, but they're only holding the 40,000, so it doesn't apply. And then C, I calculated the maximum amount of supply the bank would get with the purchase of 20,000. So I took the interest rate of the 0.5, I put it here, so did 1 over 0.5. I got 20, so I did 20 times 20,000, which gave me $400,000 as their max that they will receive from their $20,000 purchase. And then D, it says the Federal Reserve purchase bonds. What will happen to the yield of the open market? I did that the open market will increase, which will cause the money supply to increase because there's more money in the market, which means there's more flow, and it will be an increase in returns. And for E, I had done the immediate effect of cash deposited of M1 is nothing because the $700 that the person deposited already exists in the economy. So it's going to be part of M1, which would be deposited in coin.